Welcome, everyone, to the Meaningful Hearts Podcast, where we discuss the everyday questions that make us or break us if we let them. I am your host, Drew. Take my hand and let's walk this journey together. Welcome back, everyone, to the Meaningful Hearts Podcast. This is your host, Drew, and we're going to get into a quick little topic today, something that kind of touches home from myself, and I'm sure there are many of you out there as well. How does your physical appearance affect how you feel about yourself and your attitude towards life? How does that make you feel? If anything were to change in your life, physically, if you had a scar or you were deformed or you got into a serious accident or something happened to you, how would that make you feel? How would that make you feel towards life? If you didn't deem yourself as attractive or you didn't deem yourself as worthy of somebody's attention, how would that make you feel? I'm going to talk a little bit about something today that made me really, really, really think about this. I know this is not anything super serious. I just take this one, to heart. So I've been dealing with a balding issue on my head, on the top of my head. My hair, to give you a little backstory, my hair has always been like the crown jewel, something that I take great pride in, always looking clean and fresh. But over time I noticed that on the top of my head, I started to lose my hair slowly. My hair started to thin out on the top. And I knew this was going to be the inevitable end game. I've tried, topical solutions and things like that, but there are a lot of medications and things like that I want to try. So I've come to the realization today that the next podcast I will be talking to you, I will have shaved all my hair off. Yes, I'm shedding a tear. I might actually cry during this process, and I'll probably share that with you as well. I'm just curious, how does everybody else feel? I'm not the most extroverted person, but I'm not extremely introverted to the point where, I can't strike up a conversation with a female or, walk around in public and, be myself. But this is going to be a new chapter for me. This is a bridge that I've never crossed. My brother has been bald pretty much since he's 20. So for me, I used to clown him. I used to make fun of him sometimes. I used to mess with him. But honestly, he looks good with a bald head, and he always had his hair really short. So I didn't think much of it. So when I teased him about it, I was like, whatever. Funny thing is that about maybe 10 years ago or so, we got at the dinner table, and I made a funny remark to my brother about his hair. And my mom looks at me straight and goes, well, Andrew, you're not doing too bad yourself there. You're losing hair on the top of your head. And I laughed it off. I'm like, yeah, you're out of your mind. You're kidding. So, I brushed it off, made a front. But then I was in the bathroom, washing my hands later that day. I did check out the top of my head, and I noticed that there was some show through. And I was really, really, really upset. So now we're fast forwarding years later, and that patch on the top is really showing, and I'm just not one of those people to fake the funk, really. It's been on my mind, so I think I'm going to go ahead with it. Now, the reason why I brought up the physical appearance thing is it's going to be a lot to get used to. I personally can't see myself without hair, and it's something that's going to really be on my mind because I'm going to feel out of my own skin for a long time, I know. Well, definitely it's going to take some time to get used to. It's going to take people. I haven't talked to really anybody about this. So, people that I know are going to be like, dude, what the hell happened? Because I'm not a short guy, so you can't see the top of my head. But anyways, that's my little excerpt in here. I'm just curious what everybody else thinks. If there were to be something more serious, something that would, change your life forever. Not loss of hair, something real serious, like maybe you lose an eyeball, maybe you lose an arm, maybe something happens to you And you're not the same person you were. You're this new version of yourself physically, but internally, you're internalizing it and it's making you less confident. How do you go about healing yourself, becoming, happier with yourself at that point, and just pushing forward? Just pushing forward. I don't know. I mean, I guess these thoughts always come into your head, like I know they come into my mind. I mean, maybe I just have a very creative imagination, but what do you do? Do you, become depressed for a long time and just kind of tuck yourself away and hide? No, you got to live your life, right? Well, what I started to talk to myself about is, hey, listen, man, this is a fact of life. These things happen. Changes happen in your life. And this is a small one. I mean, there are people that have a lot of challenges in their life that get thrown their way and they have to get through it. So more or less, this is more of a challenge thing for me in a small sense, but I just got to say, hey, listen, this is one of many things that happen in life that can challenge you. I mean, there are people that have worse things that they have to deal with. How do they overcome those things? Or sometimes people take things in stride and they have real serious situations. So I pretty much, kind of looked myself in the mirror and said, dude, like, this is nothing. Like, grow the fuck up, man. Like, really man up and push forward. So that's how I'm dealing with it. I'm just going to take one day at a time and kind of just, I don't know, just, tell the girl that I'm dating that, I just shaved all my hair off. I relish in that. That's actually going to make me laugh, I think. And if she doesn't like it, well, tough shit. I don't give a fuck. But really, I think that anything that gets thrown in our lives unexpectedly, sometimes I think we have to just dial back and process things. The bigger pictures, the bigger things in our lives, we have to really sit back and just think. There are bigger things that are going to happen in life that we have to grow accustomed to. Getting older, not being young anymore. That's another thing. It shows signs of times that things are changing for you. Now, you can only do what's in your control, right? Being active, eating better, take care of all the things you can handle that'll make you better. Then things that you can't hold on to them. And that's really the takeaway from this, right? You can't hold on to things. You can only work on the things that you can change, right? That's the power of positive thinking, right? That's really it. That's what you need to do. You need to attack it head on. Whatever it is that's making you feel a certain way, just use your energy to attack the things that you can change. And as you feel progress happening, you will slowly feel better. But if you spend all of your time dwelling on what you can change, you're literally just going to crumble and just deteriorate further. And it's going to affect even the things that are going good in your life. Those things are going to start to come falling down too. And you'll slowly just regress more and more and more. And at that point, you have a lot more problems on your plate now. We have to just get out of our own ways and just be productive and just be progressive. Be better people, regardless of what's going on in their lives. And God bless anyone out there who is a listener that has gone through hell and back in their lives and have taken things with stride. God bless you. And I admire your strength. And my silly thing that I'm talking about today was just to piggyback on a bigger thought in my mind that I had. And that's, age and just changes in life and just realizing that, I'm 37 years old. I'm not going to be on this planet forever. And I need to be stronger and I need to push further and I need to do better in every facet of my life. And I can't let something silly like this, stop me from living my life. I can't. I really can't. And I'm curious because I would love to hear everybody else's story. Maybe I would love to have somebody on the show talk about something, something they overcame. It could be something very simple. It could be something very severe. I just want to hear from everyone. Maybe I'll get a couple of people on in the future and we'll talk about it. I would love to hear somebody else's input. You can learn a lot from how somebody else internalizes something and comes out on top. You know, I'm always admired by somebody that overcomes something that might be small to somebody else, but for them, it's major. You know, it's a major thing. It feels just as major as something else is going on in somebody else's life. I just think that's, you know, something I would love to talk about on the show because, you know, we all are meaningful hearts. We are. We're here to build. We're here to change. We're here to help each other and embrace each other. I don't want to be the guy standing on a soapbox talking down or talking at people. I want us to come together as a community and embrace each other and help change together. That's the purpose of this podcast. This is all the topics that I have are for the betterment of me, myself, and as well as our listeners. I want to get better, and I can learn from something from everyone out there, and I hope you could learn something from me. I really hope so, because if I could change one life, you know, tomorrow if I leave this earth, I can be happy knowing that I did something great, and it makes me smile. And I appreciate everyone who comes in and listens. I appreciate the people that come out and contact me and comment. You all are all blessed. Thank you so much for listening. This is going to be a short one, folks. I will have another episode come out this week as well. This is just a little bit of a short thought that I had in my mind, and I wanted to get it out while it was fresh. While the wound seemed very, 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 very fresh, I wanted to just get the feelings that I had out right at this moment. So by all means, reach out to me. I love you all. God bless, and thank you for listening to the Meaningful Hearts podcast. I am your host, Drew. God bless. Good night.